Okay, it's not strictly speaking morning, but that's not going to stop me from wandering on around. And declaring this my new quarry. And skeletons hurt an awful lot when you don't have armor, and that's why I love having a shield. Yeah, creepers just don't threaten me much anymore. But the only way they're going to kill you is if they get you completely by surprise, or if you don't have a shield and can't back up. So, okay, a creeper can kill you, but even then, you still can do some level of punch them on back. If you are on reasonable health, you're probably not going to die to a creeper. Whereas my experience with starting up a new world as a ungeared Minecraft character and attempting to fight skeletons with my bare fists is that most of the time I will lose fights with a skeleton. Or rather, that I need to be on full health to win a fight with a skeleton, and I need to fully commit to engaging, or I need to fully commit to running the heck away. And don't worry, you're not going to have to put up with unstripped birch logs in my starter base. I am not that evil. To be andesite or polished andesite. I think if I'm not going to polish the granite... Yeah, order an unpolished andesite. And don't worry, my build is not going to be unbearably wonky forever. I have plans. Very, very beautiful plans. It's just early game hardcore world is very much about time management and arranging to get your resources when it's not going to get you killed. And I'm not going to strip the frames there because those are not necessarily final pieces of birch. And once again, I still have nowhere near enough birch. And it's nighttime. So, while I wait for the sun to rise, let's get started on my roof. Well, looks like the zombies are here to pay visit to my build. Poor zombie never stood a chance. And I have only one more night before phantoms start showing up. Good news is, though, there were sheep nearby. And now that I've unceremoniously flopped onto the ground, Okay, that's hopefully going to look better when I have more of the build. Hello, zomboys. Come at me, zombros. Okay, never mind, I don't like this. I forgot, one of the hazards of the light coming up. Zombros light me on fire. Which is very rude of them. Ooh, chestplate. And yeah, I just am definitely feeling this particular hardcore world has been blessed. Coming across a golden mending sword in the first chest. I mean, normally gold swords are not what one would go for, but gold is one of the things I'm supposed to design around as a theme. Finding a golden mending sword on the literal first day of a new world feels like a sign. And then to get like a golden chest plate. Well, off to a great start. And I was going to go try to require wool. And I could make shears and do... Okay, I have enough. Iron to be kind. And I was rewarded for my kindness. I did not have to kill any sheep. And I think I can get back to my base in a reasonable amount of time rather than holding up for the night back in my starter cave. I have a bed. So I might be about to get attacked on waking up. Nope. It's broad daylight. I love it when that works out. Okay, and you know what? Those are gonna stay. Again, things I probably should be working on at this point. Putting in my walls. Things I'm actually working on, putting on my roof. Okay, and actually that lines up perfectly. And some point later, when I have an awful lot more materials, I'm going to hang lanterns off of each of these. And I could extend my roof on in as my next step, but I think I want to roof over the corners first, so that I have an idea of what the shape of my corners actually looks like. Right, you know, I think a stone cutter might be worth my time and energy to make. You know what? That works. Didn't need that to be diagonals, but... But it looks like this is instead insisted on being a rectangular frame. Well, it's not especially safe, but I ain't scared of a few, mobs sneaking on in. And I will say, I think I like how that nook looks. At least from the inside, and I think from the outside too. Okay, and let's just have doors on 3 of the 4 sides. As per number of doors generated when I make doors. And I'm aware that in a hardcore world I should probably try making a safer starter base, but where's the fun in that? It's safe enough, and it's cute. Now to time skip today again, because I'm not done building this and I don't want to be interrupted by fighting things. Alright. Process for making jack-o'-lanterns involves shears, so it's a good thing I made those shears earlier to shear the sheep. I am aware that the build palette I have assigned myself to is not the easiest palette to work with. But then, would it be a challenge if it weren't a little bit difficult sometimes? What would be the challenge if I just assigned to myself the usual build palette I use for my builds? And I guess I'm just gonna have a wandering trader living in my house for the rest of time. This is fine. Oh dear, I've been infected by, sounds like wandering traders and now I'm cursed to sound like one. And now's the part where I should really figure out what I want my, final stairs to look like. And I think the answer is I want ladder. Now let's clean up the andesite that doesn't need to be here so that I can see the actual space I'm working with. I will figure out a use for the jack-o'-lanterns, mark my words. I just haven't figured it out yet. And that will allow me to swap in lanterns later. Again, that zombie knows I'm here. Also, there's a pumpkin about to despawn. Which is more important. because I can easily get them away from attacking my doors thanks to my nice convenient windows of zombie stabbing. Oh yes, and just remember that this is a cozy little starter base rather than a tiny one. Wouldn't want to hurt the starter base's feelings. And besides, I'm definitely seeing some charm. Might not be as big as some of my other starter bases, and it might not be as expensive building materials as I can manage on a server where me and a bunch of the crew all gather things up, and if anybody manages to find one of these things in a mining binge early on, we all have access to stuff like glowberries. And moss, and this is just a cute little base made by a cute little elf. But my oh my, that actually looks like a cozy little cottage. Up there on the hill. Now, the actual thing I'm currently going off to go hunt is more food. Okay. And yeah, that might be a perfectly rectangular floor plan, but it sure doesn't look like it. Okay, actually, I want to consider whether or not I just leave it. No, I think I'm going to leave it as visible pumpkin. Is a full stack of granite enough granite to finish up a roof? Still got maybe use for the granite slabs. Don't like how close to my base that spider is. But I'm also pretty sure that my roof is incidentally a nightmare to climb, just by accident from trying to build a pretty roof. And I've gotten lucky thus far with regards to creeper holes and lack thereof in my base. Let's see if I can keep up my winning streak. And there we go, cute little starter base. Now to clean it up and make it actually presentable in here. To start with, let's move the bed. So that I can watch the sunrise. The crafting table should stay down here. Let's put it in one of the corners. Let's put the stone cutter and in another corner. Let's make one more andesite stair, because I apparently forgot to put one in. Let's remember to actually cook my pork chops. And now my storage locker goes up here. And makes an absolute mess. That's what I get for moving my storage locker. Okay, the building materials can get stored up here, but I think that some of the stuff that's cobblestone that I'm using for crafting tools should probably not go in there just yet. I will sort out my storage system later. Now let's move my smeltery on up. Now let's make enough smelters that I can actually smelt things at a reasonable speed. That is not enough smelters. There we go. I have stashed furnaces on around my upper floor, and let's clean up my torch spam so that the torches line up with how they should sit in this build rather than... Apparently I can just remove all of those torches. Properly decorating the inside of this base is going to be a job for another day. But I am happy with my cute little starter base.